Hello children, welcome again to the very interesting and fascinating session of solving different angles, finding the solutions of different angles with respect to their trigonometric ratios, right, in different quadrants. So far we have dealt with the top three quadrants, and now we are up to the last quadrant, the fourth quadrant. How to realize the angles here in this quadrant, just try to understand. So we are about to start angles in the fourth quadrant. Now, before you start learning this topic, children, I would request you to just like and subscribe to my channel if you find it really interesting and enlightening, the concepts which you hardly find anywhere. Now, try to understand. See, in order to realize the angles into the fourth quadrant, we must take a revolving ray like we have taken so far, and let this be the perpendicular dropped from the point of intersection P with the circle and with the revolving ray's terminal, and this is the horizontal, this is a 90-degree angle, right, and this is the origin. So ये origin है, and this is the angle taken in radians, or you may consider in degrees, right, by multiplying. If you are taking it in radians, let us say this is x radians, right. So in order to find the angles in degrees, children, what do you do? Because in pi radians there are 180 degrees, right. So in x radians there will be 180 into x by pi degrees. So in order to realize the angles in degrees, children, you can multiply from radians, you can multiply the value by 180 by pi, and the vice versa you can do. If the angle is given in degrees, you can multiply it by pi by 180. That is what you are supposed to do, right. So we are not dwelling into this matter because there is a video which I have made, and that video comprises of all the questions of that exercise, right, in the NCERT of chapter trigonometry. So why not to now capture this revolving ray? See, so this is the ray which you have to take, and let us say this moves down and meets the x-axis, and then again it goes down here. So actually what happens is, children, see, I have taken a point P dash which is just the mirror image of point P, and this positive direction of the x-axis is acting as the mirror to the point P. Now this is your triangle here. If that was B, this is B. If this is A, तो ये A ही रहेगा. ये 1 unit था. It was a unit circle. It is a unit circle. तो ये भी 1 unit ही होगा. Radius है ये. Radii है दोनों. Now here see what difference is there. Since I have taken this anti-clockwise direction, we have moved the ray in this direction, right? Therefore, this angle, children, this angle has to be taken equal to minus x, because as you know these two triangles are congruent, right. ये congruent triangles हैं, ये B इसके equal है B के, ये right angle है तो ये भी right angle है, और you can see ये A है तो ये भी A है. तो ऐसे ऐसे ट्राइंगल हैं दोनों कॉन्ग्रुएंट, और इसकी वजह से ये जो रोटेशन हमने ली है, चिल्ड्रन, वी हैव टेकन इट इन क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन, दैट हैज़ टू बी टेकन कंपल्सरीली minus x, right. So how do you realize this angle P? Either you write this as, before you understand P dash, you understand this P, I will write this P's coordinates as cos x comma sin x. Then I can write the coordinates of P dash as cos of minus x comma sin of minus x. But further I can write the coordinates of P dash as, now try to understand, children, what am I doing is, see, starting from the positive direction of the x-axis here, see this yellow dot, I am making a turn, I am turning in anti-clockwise direction, and I am reaching that positive direction of the x-axis again. But from that positive direction of the x-axis, I am coming back here, see, coming back here, this is very broad and thick. I need a very thin pen. See. So what I would be doing is I would be returning, and that return would be equal to a measure of minus x degrees or minus x radians, right? So what did I do, children? Actually is I took a turn of 2 pi and then returned by x radians, right? So that is why there is a negative sign, because that rotation is negative, right? Now similarly, I can interpret, or I can make the things clear by writing minus x as 2 pi minus x, right? Because what are we intended to find here are the coordinates of p dash. Whether you write it as minus x or 2 pi minus x, that hardly matters, right? Why? What is the reason? We earlier have also studied that the periodicity of sine and cos is 2 pi. So if I add 2 pi to this angle and I add 2 pi to this angle, that would hardly make any difference, right? तो अगर हम यहाँ से जाके वापस अगर हम 2 pi ऐड करते हैं तो we will return back to the same position. So you can see this is the rotation that you would take, and again you will get back this revolving ray at p dash intersecting the circle पे यहीं पे p dash पे ही ये intersect करेगी, right? So let we be very clear about it. We all should be very clear about it. So let us get rid of it and all this stuff over here. So I can write this angle as 2 pi minus x degrees or x radians, right? Radians. Because after taking a turn of 2 pi, I went back by x radians, right? इसीलिए ऐसा हुआ. तो हमारा इतना ही एंगल है ये. So that is the reflex angle if you take this anti-clockwise direction. So sine 2 pi minus x is a reflex angle over here, right? It is more than 180 but less than 360. Now see what we have to do here. So after having understood the concept, the coordinates of P can be written as I don't know what is happening over here. Therefore, I will write the coordinates of P dash as cos of 2 pi minus x radians comma sine of 2 pi minus x radians. Further, I can rewrite this as we know what is, children, cos theta. If you take this unit circle into consideration as your reference, so cos theta is the horizontal distance between the y-axis and the point, right? And the horizontal distance is here a only. This distance is a only. If you have watched the previous videos and this video, तो यहाँ पे a था एक, which might have been got erased due to the work which I have done over here. So this distance I am remarking it over here as a. So that cos theta is a only here. तो यहाँ पे cos 2 pi minus x is a, and what is sine 2 pi minus? Sine हमेशा से रहा है perpendicular distance, right? But children, see, if you realize the coordinates in the coordinate system, abscissa and the ordinate will be written as a comma minus b, right? So what is sine 2 pi minus x is minus b. So further I can rewrite this p dash as a. What is a? See here, this is your a, right? Cos x हमेशा से a रहा है. And what is minus b? B is actually sin x. So minus sin x. So I can compare this abscissa with this abscissa, right? So what will I get after comparison? That cos 2 pi minus x or 2 pi minus theta is equals to cos theta or cos x. And similarly sin 2 pi, by comparing the ordinates here, this ordinate compared with this one, right. So sin 2 pi minus x is equals to minus sin x. So here in the fourth quadrant, children, you can clearly see that only your cos theta or cos is, this cosine ratio is positive. Rest every other ratio, जितने भी ratios आएंगे, sin से cosec आएगा, right, और tan आएगा, cot आएगा, ये सारे ratios negative होंगे, लेकिन cos और sec ऐसे ratios होंगे in the fourth quadrant that will only be positive. So I may write tan 2 pi minus x as sin 2 pi minus x upon cos 2 pi minus x, that is minus sin x upon cos x. So you can see here I have written only the three prominent ratios, rest the three of them are reciprocals of these three ratios, right. So only cos is positive and its reciprocal, that is secant of 2 pi minus x, will be positive. So and always try to understand what happened in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant we took all the trigonometric ratios were positive, all positive. Why? Because यहाँ पे दिखता है p के coordinates क्या थे children, a comma b, and since sin theta, cos theta and sin theta were positive, therefore every coordinate, every ratio was positive. But here in the second quadrant, when we came by in the second quadrant, we took the revolving ray like this children, we ऐसी एक ray ली थी हमने, और यहाँ पर हमने कोई पॉइंट Q बनाया था. यू कैन चेक द प्रीवियस वीडियोस ऑलवेज, राइट. तो यहाँ पर हमने क्या देखा था कि हाइट हमारे पास यही थी, दिस वाज आवर हाइट एंड इट वाज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव. तो साइन थीटा यहाँ पे जो था, अगर हम इसको कंसिडर करते हैं, इफ़ यू कंसिडर दिस एज दिस रोटेशन एज minus x, right. So I can take this angle from x axis towards that revolving ray as pi minus x. So what did we write here? Sin pi minus x is equal to b, right. तो यहाँ पे हमने देखा था कि सिर्फ साइन और उसका जो रेसिप्रोकल था कोसेक वो पॉजिटिव था, बाकी सारे अदर ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक रेशियोज वर नेगेटिव. देन वी केम टू द थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट, और थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में भी हमने कुछ ऐसा ही देखा. यहाँ पे हमने देखा tan पॉजिटिव था, बाकी सारे नेगेटिव थे. तो यहाँ से एक हम वी कैन मेक अ काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से mnemonics to learn in which quadrant which ratio is positive, which ratio is negative. तो हम ये चीज़ें एक mnemonics के फॉर्म में भी लर्न कर सकते हैं. And how you can do that? Just it is very simple. Here in this first quadrant all is positive, in the second quadrant only sine and its reciprocal cosec is positive, right, and we should add a theta over here. In the third quadrant we have seen tan theta and cot theta positive, and in the fourth quadrant we have recently seen that the cos and the secant of theta or x radians is positive. So A for all, S sin, S for silver, right, T for T, T E A, silver, all silver T, and C is for cos, C is for cups, all silver T cups. Just learn the initials. A for all are positive. S for sine, S for silver, only sine and its reciprocal are positive. T for tan and its reciprocal cot are positive. And C for cups, C for cos, cos and its reciprocal sec are positive, right. So we have made a mnemonic, और बहुत तरीके हैं इसको लर्न करने के. In many books you will see all school to college, है ना, all school ऐसा भी लिखा होता है कई बुक्स में, all school to college. तो C for college, C for cups, C for cos, जैसा भी याद करना है वॉट एवर मीन्स, वैसे इसको इतना याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती इफ़ यू रिमेंबर द कंसेप्ट, क्यों यहाँ पे ये चीज़ें नेगेटिव हो रही हैं, क्यों पॉजिटिव हो रही है। फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में तो भाई सारे पॉजिटिव होते हैं, सेकंड में हमने देखा क्योंकि भाई द रीज़न वाज हाइट तो है पॉजिटिव, बेस हो जाता है यहाँ पे नेगेटिव। ऐसा लिखना तो नहीं चाहिए, बट अभी समझने के लिए हम इसको ऐसा लिख सकते हैं कि ये नेगेटिव ए है, क्योंकि कोऑर्डिनेट्स के आते हैं चिल्ड्रन इसके नेगेटिव ए कॉमा बी, राइट। सो यू कैन सी हेयर कॉस यहाँ पे नेगेटिव है और साइन यहाँ पे, योर ऑर्डिनेट इज ऑलवेज साइन थीटा, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, ऑर्डिनेट जो हाइट होती है वो हमेशा साइन होती है। फिर जब हम फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में आते हैं, थर्ड में आते हैं, तो यहाँ पे जो कोऑर्डिनेट्स होते हैं वो कुछ इस प्रकार, इस तरीके से दे हैपन टू बी रिटन लाइक दिस, आर यहाँ पे दोनों ही ऑर्डिनेट्स, दोनों ही कोऑर्डिनेट्स नेगेटिव हो जाते हैं, इसलिए साइन थीटा कॉस थीटा नेगेटिव। लेकिन टैन जो होता है वो होता है माइनस साइन थीटा अपॉन माइनस कॉस थीटा, जिसकी वजह से हो जाता है पॉजिटिव, राइट। तो दैट इज़ व्हाट इट टेक्स टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल द एंगल्स इन ऑल दीज फोर क्वाड्रेंट्स, एंड यू हैव लर्न पीरियोडिसिटी एज वेल। तो वो भी हम देख चुके हैं यहाँ पे कि कैसे पीरियोडिसिटी या रोटेशन कैसे वर्क करता है, and I have given you certain examples. Let us take few other examples. So see this first example, cos 5 pi by 3, sorry, cos 5 pi by 3 radians, obviously it is radians, it is pi दिखता है जहाँ पे, वहाँ पे radians हमेशा हो जाता है। तो I can write, now you have again two options here. So, but how we have learned, I may write this as cos 3 ones are 3, so 1 pi, that is pi plus, right, 2 by 3 pi. So, but what is the problem with this kind of formatting, children, is that this kind of writing the angles, see this angle here, इस एंगल को हम देखते हैं तो वी कैन सी पाई बाई 3 इज 60 डिग्रीज, पाई बाई 3 होता है 60 डिग्रीज, तो 2 पाई बाई 3 होगा 120 डिग्रीज, राइट, क्योंकि 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया हमने पाई बाई 3 को, और 120 डिग्रीज इज़ नॉट एन एक्यूट एंगल। तो अगर हम देखेंगे तो ये है तुम्हारा, इट इज़ योर पाई रोटेशन, और पाई के बाद अगेन वी हैव टू गो मोर देन a 90 degree angle, and then we have to stop at 120. Let us say this is 120 here. So we have taken a leap of 90 degree turn here, right? But according to what we have learned, for our sake of doing the business for simplicity, we have learned that we should take this angle as an acute angle. Otherwise you would again be solving for this 120 degrees separately. तो हम दो बार हमें इसको सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, राइट। दैट कॉस पाई प्लस थीटा, दैट थीटा शुड बी एक्यूट। सो वंस आई स्टेटेड, आई डू नॉट रिमेंबर इन विच एवर वीडियो इट वॉज, यहाँ से वापस से हमें निकालना पड़ेगा एक, क्योंकि आफ्टर दिस 90 वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट दैट दिस इज 30, राइट। तो इतना वर्कआउट हमें करना पड़ेगा कि इसलिए बेटर होगा कि वी शुड ट्राई टू टेक दैट excess of angle as an acute angle, not an obtuse or any other angle greater than 90 degrees, right. So let us try to erase it. Other way of doing it is, क्योंकि इसको नहीं चूज़ किया हमने, क्योंकि 120 के लिए हमें फिर वर्कआउट करना पड़ता वहाँ पर, राइट। इसलिए बेटर होगा कि हम, क्योंकि हमें तो सीधा पे ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक टेबल में वैल्यूज़ जो पता है वो किसकी पता है, 0 की, 30 की, 45 की, 60 की, 90 की, तो क्यों ना इन्हीं वैल्यूज़ को लेके हम सॉल्व करें, ठीक है। इसीलिए तो आई कैन री राइट दिस एज 3 2s, आई एम गोइंग वन स्टेप अहेड, 3 2s are 6, so 2 pi minus pi by 3, will it give me 5 pi by 3? Yes, 3 2s are 6 and minus 1, 6 minus 1, 5 pi by 3. So see what have I done here is, I have come a complete circle before speaking it out anything. Let us delete this. So I have come not a complete circle, but from the positive direction of the x-axis to this revolving ray in the fourth quadrant, to the ray terminating in the fourth quadrant. सब डिपेंड करता है टर्मिनेटिंग रे कौन से क्वाड्रेंट पे गिरती है जाके, ऑन इन विच क्वाड्रेंट इट फॉल्स, राइट. सो नाउ यू कैन सी 2 पाई माइनस एक्स, अभी हमने पढ़ा ये, दिस इज अ एंगल इन अ फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट, एंड वी लर्नड दैट cos 2 pi minus x is cos x. Clearly cos 60 degrees है ये, cos pi by 3 radians is cos 60 degrees, and what is the value of cos 60 degrees, children? It is very simple, 1 by 2, right? So let us take another example. Tan 11 pi by 6. Again you can go like this, tan 6 1 6, 1 pi plus 5 pi by 6. But see children, again pi by 6 is 30 into 5 150, तो ये एक्यूट नहीं है. वापस हमें एक और क्वाड्रेंट जंप लगा के हम एक ऐसे एंगल पे आ गए, तो 150 के लिए भी हमें दोबारा इसको सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि 150 भी लिखा जाएगा कुछ इस तरीके से या फिर कुछ इस तरीके से 180 माइनस 30. तो बेटर होगा क्यों ना हम इतना वर्कआउट करने से अच्छा है ना कि इसको ऐसे ना लिखें. वी शुड नॉट राइट इट लाइक दिस, वी शुड बेटर write it off like this, 6 2s are 12, 2 pi minus pi by 6. Then I took a turn 2 pi, लेकिन मुझे वापस आना पड़ा pi by 6 radians से. तो ये जो एंगल बचा मेरे पास, rubbing it again for the sake of simplicity, and see this angle is now 2 pi minus pi by 6, the reflex angle which I am talking about, not this angle. This is minus pi by 6. ठीक है, I hope you all have understood it. Why minus? Because there if you take that angle तो rotation यहाँ पे रहेगा negative. Why? Because you are revolving in which direction? Clockwise. Clockwise होता है negative, anti clockwise होता है यहाँ पे trigonometry में positive. It is a convention that we have taken. Like in physics we take two types of charges, negative and positive. Nobody has seen, nobody has ever realized, so it is a convention for the sake of doing the business over here. Now further I can rewrite this as minus tan, because leaving apart cos, every ratio, other ratio is negative. 30 pi by 6 is 30 degrees, you can see here, right? So I can rewrite this as minus tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So this is how you have to interpret these angles, children. इसीलिए इसको ऐसे interpret किया जाएगा. So let us take another angle, another example. We can have various example. Sin हो गया, sin नहीं हुआ, cos हो गया, tan हो गया. Sin 39 pi by 4. Let us see in which quadrant does it fall. So again you have two options, but again the option which I am writing here will give you less trouble. So I can rewrite as 4 tens is 40 minus 1 pi by 4. Will it give you 39 by 4? See, 39 by 4, children, is 10 minus 1 by 4. 4 tens are 40, 40 minus 1, 39 by 4. I hope everybody understands this. So obviously 10 pi कहाँ पे finish होता है? I have told you on this positive side सारे even pi चलते हैं, 2 pi, 4 pi से लेकर ऐसे ही करते 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 यहाँ पे आएगा 10 pi. रोटेशन की बात हो रही है ना, 2 pi फिर 4 pi फिर करते करते ऐसे ही 10 pi. तो where are we actually if we are dealing with this kind of an angle? We are in the fourth quadrant only. 10 pi हम यहीं पे पहुँचेंगे और पीछे रिवर्ट करेंगे, वापस से आ जाएंगे minus pi by 4 radians. So we are in the fourth quadrant, और we know that sin is negative in the fourth quadrant, sin pi by 4, and we quickly know the value of sin pi by 4. It is 1 by root 2, क्योंकि यहाँ पे negative है इसलिए negative 1 by root 2. Right, children? So this is all for today, and if you find these lectures very interesting and enlightening, you should always like and subscribe to my channel, right? This would further motivate me to make good content for all of you right over there. Thank you all of you. Have a nice evening.